Today we have with us a young woman from Bangladesh. Her name is Shaharin Haider. Let me be sure that I pronounce it correctly, Shaharin Haider. I'm very happy to have her here because this is one more step in creating a Desi channel and not just an Indian channel. So I'm really happy that she's here. Let's listen to her. Over to you, Shaharin.
Thank you so much for introducing me. And first of all, thank you so much for inviting me for this program. And I have seen the videos before. So it is very amazing to think that I'll be one of the speakers in this YouTube channel. And for the audience who is watching this, thank you for taking the time to look at this video, and I hope it's worth your while. I am, as Spother mentioned, I'm Shaharin Haider. I'm currently in Bangladesh, living in Dhaka. I was born in another district, Kushtia. I'm currently a master's student at Jahangirnagar University, Department of Government and Politics. However, I'm also doing my internship with United Nations Development Program in Dhaka as a Research Support Intern. Previous to that, right after my bachelor's ended, I started to work as an intern at Center for Qualitative Research. And during that time, I was a volunteer. I am still currently a volunteer of Youth Policy Forum as a deputy lead for Safe Migration. And also I am part of Baak. This is a mentorship program. I will come back to that later. So as working in Youth Policy Forum for a very specific policy, which is safe migration, that is one of my core interests, migration, specifically labor migration and climate migration. Bangladesh is facing climate change issue. We may become refugees within our own country because we are losing land and we are facing salinity, and day by day it is going to come up, creep into our urban cities, and urbanization is rapid. If you ever get to look into the cities of Bangladesh, you will see high rate of urbanization and very unequal. Therefore, the people who are coming, who have faced, for example, they have faced cyclone, Sidor, and after that they come to the nearest city possible, for example, Khulna, and then they realize the place they have come to, they don't feel belongingness in it. That is the mental part. The physical part is most of the people in coastal area, they are farmers, fishermen, and when they come to cities, we don't have farmers, we don't have fishermen. So what do? They have to change their occupation, and in most cases, they either become rickshaw pullers or they have to learn to drive an auto, and that takes a huge amount of toll on them because they have to re-skill themselves. And for the women, that is also difficult. Though the ready-made garments has made an effect on our women's participation in labor overall, but it is very hard on them because when they come back to home, they have that domestic work waiting for them. So when the climate migrants, after facing such cyclones or river issues, and they have lost their land, which means they did not plan this migration in the first place. They might have lost some of the money facing these cyclones, and after losing their lands, they particularly do not have any assets. They come to the city, they have to reskill themselves, and they face a cycle of poverty. They come to Khulna, and what happened in Khulna was few people found that the wages, the daily laborers' wages had dropped. So they moved to Dhaka, which captures almost 40% of all the migrants in general who are seasonal migrants or are also climate migrants. So all of these migrants come into Dhaka and they have to find work, and there is no central any programs that connect them to works or even connect them to social protection. So that puts them at a center of, they have faced a fire and now they're jumping into another fire without knowing how much they're jumping into. So that is why climate migration is such a focus to me. And labor migration. Bangladesh's economy has three R's: ties, ready-made garments, and remittance. And remittance comes from all labor migrants who mainly go to the Gulf countries. And labor migration, they sometimes go by themselves through middlemen or through the technical training centers. And I have had an incredible way of learning about these ETCs. So from a very young age, I was exposed to the idea that these are the men, very young men. Yeah, I am talking about in technical training centers. These are 6 months of training maximum, sometimes 4 months. But the vocational education, which is marine technology, for example, these very young men, they might have just started their 11th or 12th grade. They go into this program, and after 4 years, because they are expected to go abroad and work for their families. So very young men have this incredible burden of earning lots of money. Sometimes they can, sometimes they don't. But these remittances, no matter how small they send, they actually help to prop up our economy as we can see it. So I hope to have a positive impact in this sector. And these are particularly called development sectors, I believe. And my first introduction to development sectors came when I was in third year of my political science department. And it started with SDG 16, Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions. And I had to work with few, we call them ward members. Um, so we had to talk with them about the positives and negatives of waste materials that they just throw away. And Youth Ending Hunger, which is a rights-based organization for youth, it helped me tremendously to actually go out and talk to them. And it made me realize that some of the key thing was that in that area, people, there were some migrants who had went to Malaysia or Singapore, and then there they were adhering to the very strict cleanliness rule. But when they come back to Bangladesh, they see nobody's listening to them. So why should we? So they go back to their roots. We hope to have an impact. We started a conversation, and we hope it gets better. And after my bachelor's took a particularly long time due to COVID. It took around 5 years to graduate because during COVID we were unable to hold our classes. We had many students who lived in certain areas. They weren't able to get internet connections. Jahangirnagar University is a residential, so everyone, they come to the campus and study. And when COVID happened, everybody had to go back to their home. Nobody could study at the place they were at. Somehow we managed. Somehow we passed that third year. And that was the end of my third year when COVID actually happened. So I wasn't able to give my third year final exam, and 1 year gap took place. And during that time, I used this beautiful technology called Zoom and started to tutor very heavily to avoid the scariness of what is happening around. It helped because I was talking to eighth graders, ninth graders about general math, and it felt like it gave me a sense of purpose that no, I am sitting at home. I cannot do, I cannot be outside and help everyone or anyone, but at least I am at home helping these very young kids with their English and mathematics. So when COVID ended, my fourth year finally started, and during that time, I had an opportunity through US Embassy to participate in a Model United Nation. That was my first one, and quite possibly the last Model United Nation I've ever attended, which was called the Everest International MUN. It took place in Kathmandu, Nepal, and it was an eye-opening experience. I used to think that Model UN was just people going and talking about whatever they thought about and pretending to be the ambassadors of their country. But it was not. They have actually put thought into what they were writing about, what they were saying about. And these very energetic people made me realize that no, I need to step up my game also. Then I came back from that lovely 1 week model UN, and then I started to find out how can I excel myself beyond tutoring, beyond preparing for civil service exams, beyond just having a political science degree and saying that, oh, I have a degree and that's. So then I founded this organization, which is a voluntary organization called Youth Policy. I found their governance apprenticeship program, which was the first of its kind. They connected me with an MP, not me only. We were a group of 5 people. Our main core focus were human development. So gender, education, migration also comes into that. And we were under the MP Shaharin Haider sir of Gaibandha 1. For the audience there, remember Gaibandha 1 because it's going to be very important. So the governance apprenticeship had me focused on constituency 1 of Gaibandha, Sundarganj Upazila, very small constituency, and it was led by a political party, Jatiyo Party. And I got to learn about so many things about that constituency, which I would have never had. After those 4 wonderful months, I realized that I really want to be a longer part of Youth Policy Forum, so I joined. And then after that, in December, they had asked me, Shaharin, are you open to go to a field visit and have some questionnaire? They were thinking to make an exploratory research group. And they asked me if I was willing to go, and I was like, yes, this is what I've been learning about for the past 4 months. Of course I want to. And that was my very first going outside of my home for a week. So this is where my family came in. My family is a very supportive one, but whenever they think that I have to go somewhere with people that they don't know, they felt a bit insecure. And after meeting with the team there, my mother was thoroughly impressed that they, at a such young age, when they look at me, they see a child. But when they saw the same age of me, studying and preparing to go there to the field visits, my mother was impressed and said that, yeah, you should go. This is a great opportunity. I'm glad you found it. And with that in my heart, I left for Gaibandha. And I went there. Again, my focus was finding answers about the labor migration situation there and also the climate migrants. When I went there, I had to contact with the local principal of the technical training center. I had to go to certain schools, and that was my very first experience of creating draft questionnaires for what the KII, key informant interview, might be, or what the FGD questions will keep. And we were under the guidance of another teacher of Florida University. He woke us up at 7 a.m. and he sat at the breakfast table, gave us input of, yes, you should do this, you should do that. And we went out by 9 a.m. into the field. And when we came back around at 5 or 6, sometimes 7 p.m., he sat us, again talked with us with our findings. That was the most interactive and very, I forgot the word, but it made me feel fully immersed in the questionnaires and research part of it. Because till I think before that, I had no idea of what research is. I know about researchers, I have read them for my examinations, but that was it. There was so much going on behind the scenes, especially for the qualitative research. And it intrigued my thoughts. I came back and then I had my 4th year finals. And during that time, I was fully focused. So that exploratory paper never came into reality. They are still collecting dust in my Google Drive. However, that experience has led me to become a research intern for CQ1. And there, for the 4 months, I had the opportunity to participate and listen to experienced researchers of how they conduct. First, I had the experience of conducting it myself and understanding where my gaps would be. This question doesn't feel like it should have a yes or no answer. They should answer no. But how should I get that? That's something I learned from my CQI internship. And because the organization was, I would say it was very compact and very uh, deeply knitted. Everybody knew everyone. They tended to take longer breaks during lunch and talk about what they were working on, about their families, which made me feel very included. And that mental inclusion made me learn more. And after that internship, I have to remind you, my master's was still going on, but
Yes.
I was missing out my classes. that is the that is the core focus. I have good relations with my teachers. For my EIMU1, I had 2 to 3 teachers who were very supportive of me. They wrote me recommendation. And Nurul Huda Saqib sir, Ikhtiar sir, and Salim sir, they were very uh, amazed to see me going outside because they always thought I was preparing for civil service exams or just staying hidden.
Yeah.
But that actually played a role. Uh, so when I was doing my internship, I took 1 day leave from my job and went to my university. And when I reached my class, Saqib sir found me and he said, "What are you doing in class? Aren't you working?" He knew I was working. "Aren't you working? Why are you here?" And we have there's various different module of doing your masters. We have 4 years of honors, then we have 1 year of masters. That masters can be regular, which means I have to which the one that I was in, it was regular. So that means from Sunday to Thursday around 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. I have to keep that time blocked because
Yeah.
classes can be any time during that.
Yeah.
And another one is the weekend one, which is almost always paid sessions. But I was thinking after those 4 months of internship, I will come back and somehow I will be able to juggle. Because the teachers knew I was gaining experiences, and because my CGPA was above 3 but below 3.5. So they thought she needs experience because after this she won't be able to work with only her degree. But then after my internship ended, I was planning to go to my university, and on that fateful Thursday, I got a call from the UNDP HR saying, "Shaharin, oh, your interview was good. You passed. You
Oh.
come after a week." And I was standing in the middle of the road with my friend, and he was asking me, "Shaharin, what has happened? Why are you looking like that with your phone on the ear?" Because the call has ended, I was still standing. I told him that I got into UNDP and he was so excited for me. Like, be happy, man. Why are you sad? And I was thinking, that means my master's is going to get pushed back by a year. you know? So that is how I got in with the UNDP internship. And here I realized very quickly that how my interest in migration helped, because the project that I'm currently working on is seeking to see the vulnerabilities of climate migrants who come to the urban area. So
Yeah.
somehow everything just fell together. I am still learning, still growing, still watching with absolute awe that what amazing things people have done. And it makes me feel, sometimes I feel like, oh, it's very scary. Will I ever be able to do something like that? And sometimes I feel like everything will be fine. So that is about me, I guess. So,
Okay. Weren't you
oh,
supposed to say,
yes,
Shaharin, weren't you supposed to say that the views you are expressing are your own, not of the place you work in?
the all of my views, that the thing that I'm missing my master's class and doing my internship, these are not the views of other people. That is my own decision. And yes, it is a very interesting thing. After getting into the UNDP internship, Youth Policy Forum was very happy. And the Baak is a a mentorship program by the female for, and I am amazed to say that I am one of the oldest cohort. The youngest they have started from around ninth grade, and they are very interested in whatever they want to do. They want to pursue arts, they want to pursue economics, they want to pursue mathematics, something very core. And when I was in ninth grade, I didn't think about that. I was just thinking to pass the exam. I
Right.
was happy with that.
Okay.
That is happened.
Okay.
And there was a mentor in my Baak cohort, Tasnia, who she had helped with lots of things. Especially, she understood that I may face difficulties with my masters. So she connected me with people who did their evening masters in, for example, Dhaka University or Baak University. They are in the research field. So these connecting with me with people and giving me their opinions, it was very helpful. It is
Okay.
helpful. So I am the person that I am with help of very lots of people and lots of negative comments from some people as well. Those drive me further to the
Okay.
top.
Wonderful. And that's a very, I must say, transparent and open talk about your own journeys and your own uh, achievements. Let's not be modest about it. Uh, how is it to work in the UNDP? Just let's hear that.
Well, that is of course very nice. There are multiple offices of UNDP. And when I say multiple offices, it means that they have certain projects. So, according to projects, there are small offices. Like for the International Organization for Migration, that is also a UN body, but that sits on Gulshan 1 or 2, which is opposite. I am telling you about the areas as if you know the map of Dhaka. But
I don't know the map, but I've been to Dhaka, but I don't know
you've
the
been
map.
to
I've been to anyway. Never. No.
I want to at least tell me when you went.
Well, I went. In 2008, 2009. I was a World Bank consultant, and we had
Yes.
helped to design one of the most successful solar programs in the world, which is in Bangladesh, the Solar Home Systems Project, which is run by Idcol. And I was one of the designers of that project, which was initially designed for Indonesia. Then we copied it in
Mhm.
Sri Lanka, and finally in Bangladesh, it is world class. And thanks to Idcol. Idcol is a great place, and they do a really good job. And I went to see many villages where they have those solar systems to see how they're working. And I must say, Idcol was fantastic at that time. Really, and now the whole world knows that they are fantastic, and they put many people are putting money through it, called channeling it for renewable energy and many other things. So it's a government agency, but it's very well run. I was very impressed by it, and you can see the results on the ground. There's no issue at all. So I did go to Brack University and many places. When you walk into Brack, you feel like, wow, this is different. Yeah. Anyway, I want to hear about you. This is not about me. So, how is
Well,
it you
well,
and
well. A fun fact: like before going into Jahangirnagar University, I did my four months in Brack University and in economics. But then when I got into Jahangirnagar University, everybody was like, "Go into this university. This is public university." But I really do miss Brack. It's an amazing university. But working in UNDP, I was fortunate to be in the head office, and my cubicle is very much near the regional representatives. And I have only seen, I forgot his last name, but Stefan and I forgot their name, but I have only seen them in youth programs. For example, in last year in September, I was the speaker in um, in a youth-led panel program for SDGs for youth for Center for Policy Dialogue. They had supported this, and I had only seen him in chairing programs. and now he's just a colleague like everyone else.
Yeah.
So that was one of the biggest change I faced in going into the head office. And uh, compared to other internships or voluntary things that I have done, I have mostly worked in very individual way. That I was given a task and I do finish it in my own. UNDP took it to another level. My supervisor sits right next to me. She gives me a task and tells me, Charlie, this needs to be done. Very defined way. And I realized that she tells me to do this jobs because she knows I am the only person who can do this because I am the only intern in the team. And also, they have found it very interesting to work with me also. And another thing about UNDP is I do not know if it's the same in other organizations, UN organizations, but they mostly take people who had some experiences already. So someone like me who has not been working as a program associate or as a research associate, for someone like me, it's very difficult to understand certain terminologies. But it also makes me feel that people have done this kind of things. We can do this. And also, as Bangladesh will graduate the LDC, I think in 2026. If we do that, then a lot of aspects of our development sector, it will change. Um, so this is also a place, the forefront place that I'm learning about. So yes, it's been very interesting. And another thing is everybody thinks that oh, getting into UNDP means a permanent job. It's not that. It's not like that at all. Applying for the internship position was unique in itself as well because the first internship that I had applied to, I had actually went to their website and I had to keep an alert on just to see what kind of internships they have. And Bangladesh has very little opportunities to work as an intern. So the only internships I had seen was either in communication, the government cluster, or the research. I do not know how I got selected. I just only know that I applied. Somehow I was able to go over them, and now I am working. So yes,
Do they pay you or is it unpaid?
yes, that is the most interesting thing. They pay me. They pay me very well.
They pay you very well?
Yes, it is very well, I would say.
Okay, good. All right. I'm happy. People should get paid when they work.
They should.
Yeah, they should get paid. Okay. Anything
Yes.
else you want to add here?
With payment, I will add another thing that we shouldn't equate uh, getting paid with the experience of learning, but um, it does help. We cannot just expect people to give their best without any sort of monetary benefits. So that it does help, and it does not seem exploitative, I would
Okay.
say.
Yeah.
There are no free lunches, so
Yeah.
you cannot expect a young fresh graduate to work to their bones and then a certificate would it will not.
No. Okay. All right. Well, anything else you want to add? Some tips for young people?
Some tips for young people, it may differ from person to person, but I would add that when I was in my 11th grade till 12th, I had full science background, which was physics, chemistry, biology, math, higher math. I had never thought of economics or political science. So there is nothing wrong with changing your track. But from a very early age, you should know what you want. At least know what you don't want. When you find it through the process of elimination that this is what you like, you should jump and go after it. You are the one who's going to be living your life, not anybody else.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Yes, you are leading your own life. I'm happy to see that you're smiling too. So it must be satisfying in some way. Anything else you want to add? Or should we end it here today and maybe catch up with you 1 year from now?
Oh, 1 year from now, that will give me an anxiety that I should do something better within the next 1 year.
Well, you're already doing something. So I think we should end it
Something.
here today. And thank you so much for being here and being so open and honest about, your successes, achievements, how you managed it. And it's really, and you pointed out the serious problem of climate migration, which is not just in Bangladesh, but it is in
Yes.
the region that we live in. It is there. It's every country is facing that issue because everybody will have that climate issue. Bangladesh worse than others, but yes, it will be there. Okay, let's end it here, Sharin, today. And bye to the, let's say bye to the viewers. I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. Bye till then. Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.